Session 3 has been designed for when you're about 6 to 10 weeks after surgery. However, if you still feel sore, don't feel that you have to move on to these next exercises. During Session 3, we'll introduce light hand weights, and this is purely an option and not essential to add if you're uncomfortable to do so. There's more information about weights and other guidelines in your DVD booklet. Work through these exercises slowly so you can find the range that you're most comfortable with. Lying in a neutral spine, lift both arms up to the ceiling and hold on to your surgery arm. We're supporting the weight of that arm as we gently tip the arms behind your back and then use that hand to assist as it brings it back up to the ceiling. Relax through the ribs, support the weight of that arm, and slowly tip the arms behind you until you get a gentle stretch. I had to be reminded that I could help support that surgery arm to bring more movement back into it. Drop your shoulders, soften the ribs, and let the arms gently tip back. And then use that other hand to support the weight of the arm as you lift it back up above your chest. Exhale, keep that nose tipping down, soften the ribs, and allow the weight of those arms to gently tip behind your head, and then carry the arms back up to the ceiling. You can continue with this, or if you're feeling up for more of a stretch, split one hand down past your hip and the other one gently tipping behind you. Inhale as you lift both arms up, exhale and swap. So you can stay watching Elaine in the small picture, supporting the weight of the arm, or follow Sally, splitting the arms apart, shoulders wide, exhale as they carry. Try to get that gentle stretch across the chest, nice and long through the back of the neck. Inhale to lift. Exhale and stretch the arms down towards the floor. Exhale, sinking down through those ribs. Remember to breathe. Stay long through the back of the neck as you carry the arms through into a gentle stretch. Work with the range that you are comfortable in a pain-free range. If you're up for a slightly bigger stretch, we're linking the fingers so both arms stretch back and then squeeze back up to the ceiling. The weight of the arms carry behind you. Think of sinking those ribs. Pick up from underneath the armpit to keep the neck nice and long. Use your exhale as the arms travel behind your head. They don't have to touch the floor. Think of drawing them back up to the ceiling, chest wide. Use your exhale to carry the arms all the way back to where you feel a gentle stretch. We're increasing the range in our shoulders now with circles. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders, gently tip the elbows back, out to the side and down. Think of your shoulders dropping down on the back as you circle. Stay long through the back of the neck. Breathe in as the elbows tip. Sweep them around and drop them down. Breathe in, open the chest, elbows circle around. If you are up for a little bit more stretch, extend the arms and sweep the arms out to the side and all the way down to the hips. The arms don't have to touch the floor. Just go for the range that you can work smoothly in, remembering to breathe. Inhale, exhale, widen through the chest and carry the hands down. Breathe in as they gently tip back, open through the chest and sweep them through. If you need to bring the hands back to the shoulder and revert back to a smaller range. Just think of those elbows drawing circles out to the side, staying long through the back of the neck. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, exhale, drop the shoulders away from your ears. See if you can visualize what your shoulder blades are doing as the elbows carry up and around. Either stay with the elbow circles or extend the arms and do just a few more with the arms staying long. The weight of the arms will make this a bigger stretch, so remember to keep the nose tipping down, widen across the front of the chest, and down. Just do one more. Now there's one more variation that you can try, and I would definitely suggest having cushions underneath your elbows to start. Palms are facing down, elbows stay glued as you tip one hand down and one hand back. You'll feel that gentle rotation through your shoulder as the hands tip up beside your head and down towards your other hip. Breathe in, swivel or pivot through the shoulder. Think of the back of the hand tipping back as the hand reaches down. Don't expect to get the same range on both sides. Your surgery arm may feel tighter. Exhale and feel the shoulders rotate. Trying to keep those elbows glued on the floor will increase that pull across the chest. So if you need to have cushions underneath your elbows to start this action, do so. You want to be as careful as possible, increasing that range through that shoulder nice and slow. If you're up for more of a stretch, you can add small hand weights. This will tip your hands a little bit further and increase that range through your shoulder joint. You could also do it lying on a log or a rolled up towel. Inhale to lift, exhale and rotate through the shoulder and finish. You may look at this next exercise and wonder what it has to do with your shoulder. The thing is, we become quite good with our neck and shoulders when we're focused on them, but when we combine some things together, it's very easy to forget. So scoop the tailbone off the floor. As you roll up to the back of your shoulders and reach long out through those knees, try to stay relaxed through those shoulders. Melt the back of your ribcage down one vertebrae at a time until your tailbone gently hits the floor. Use your stomach to scoop the tailbone up towards 12. Press yourself gently up to the backs of your shoulders. Stay long through the back of your neck. Think of stretching out through your hips and out through your knees in one beautiful straight long diagonal line. Take a breath in at the top. As you exhale, stay long through the back of the neck. Stay heavy through those shoulders as you peel that spine down one vertebrae at a time. If you feel the back of your legs straining, tuck your feet in closer or put them up on a box. Scoop up in the stomach, peel those hips off the floor and gently rest on the back of your shoulders, thinking of that long diagonal line. Exhale and melt that spine all the way down and feel your shoulders stay heavy on the floor. Now we can stay just with this basic version if you would like. Otherwise, we can add the arms. Inhale as they lift to the ceiling. As you exhale, drop the back of your ribs down. Keep your nose tipping down towards your toes and gently carry your arms behind your head, stretching in both directions. Carry the arms back up. Scoop the tailbone off the floor, staying wide through your chest. Hands drop down past your hips. Slowly roll that spine all the way down into the mat. We'll do one more like this, either rolling up just with your arms staying heavy on the floor. Otherwise, pivot those hands up to the ceiling. Shoulders stay dropping away from your ears. Roll the spine down and stretch the arms behind your head, keeping your nose tipping down and chest wide. Think of picking the arms up from underneath the armpit. Shoulders stay nice and relaxed as you roll your hips down. To stretch your hamstrings out, using a towel or a TheraBand, if you have one, just extend out through that leg, push out to a long diagonal until you feel that stretch out behind the back of your knee. Keep your shoulders and elbows glued to the floor and stretch your leg out against that band. Remember to breathe and try to keep your hips anchored down into the floor to get a better stretch through your leg. If you're not yet comfortable lying on your side, you could skip these next few exercises for now. When you are ready to arm yourself with some pillows and come up onto your side, these are great to do while still staying comfortably tucked up in bed. Your knees are bent up in front and your arm is just going to rest on your hip. We're starting with a simple shrug. Breathe in and think of your shoulder sliding up towards your ear. As you exhale, visualize your shoulder blades sliding down. It's a very small movement, but we're just trying to isolate the shoulder blade gliding up and down on the back. Your hand just stays glued on your thigh and the movement happens from your shoulder. Inhale as it shrugs up, Exhale as it draws down. You want to feel that length between your ear and your shoulder growing wider as you pull the elbow gently down on the back. Once your shoulder is moving easily, bring your fingertips onto your shoulder and float your elbow to the ceiling. Make these circles quite small to start, opening through the chest and rolling it through. Try to keep the head nice and heavy on the floor, open through the shoulder, draw the elbow right down. Keep the neck nice and long as you open the chest and sweep the elbow through. Get that little stretch across the front of the chest as you circle. You can either stay with the elbow staying bent, which makes it a lighter, shorter lever. When you're ready for a bigger stretch, extend your arm up to the ceiling so your fingertips point up. Tip that whole arm back behind you and sweep it through. The weight of that arm is going to make that stretch a bit bigger, so make sure the circles are small to start with and you're finding those back diagonal spaces. Shoulder is dropping away from your ear and try to remember to breathe. Shoulder drops away, arm circles right down beside your hip. Remember to go for the range that you feel comfortable with, and if it feels like it's pulling too much through your arm, bring your fingertips back onto your shoulder and let your elbow do the circle instead. Breathe in, imagine your fingertips drawing a circle on the ceiling, sweeping down beside your feet. Find those back diagonal corners to open up through that chest, and remember to breathe. Sweep the arm around, drop the shoulder away. Find those diagonal corners to increase that stretch. We're strengthening the muscles behind your shoulder again, and then going for a great stretch through your chest. So have some cushions or pillows at the ready and tuck them behind you so when you start rolling back, you have a little bit more support. Tuck your elbow in by your waist and have your arm down at 90 degrees. Squeeze the back of your shoulder and hinge your hand up to the ceiling and lower down. Visualize the back of your shoulder engage as you hinge and then lower. Squeeze the back of the shoulder, press the back of the hand to the ceiling, feel that width across the chest and try not to collapse as the hand comes down. When you're feeling stronger, you could add a small hand weight to this, working against gravity. If you don't have hand weights, you can make this action stronger by straightening your arm. Shoulder blade squeezes into the center of your back. Press that whole arm up to the ceiling and keep your chest wide as the hand comes down. Shoulder blade first, then open through that chest. We're strengthening down through the back of your shoulder and then opening through that chest. Nothing else is moving. Squeeze the shoulder down, float your fingertips up to the ceiling and get that gentle pull through the front before you float down. We're about to rotate back into the floor. Placing cushions behind you will allow you to work within your range. Start by placing your fingertips behind your head. Let the back of your rib cage start rolling down into the floor. Your elbow points to the back wall, knees stay pointing to the front wall. Breathe and feel your rib cage rolling you back up onto your side and let your shoulder relax as the elbow comes down. Breathe in to lift the elbow. Keep your knees drawing to the front wall as you try to roll the back of your rib cage down into the mat. Armpit is shining to the ceiling. Stay long through the crown of the head. Drop your shoulder away from your ear as you come all the way down in front. Breathe in. Think of that chest rotating back to face the ceiling, lengthening out through those hips, knees pointing to the front to get a lovely spiral. Pull yourself back up. Elbow floats down in front. Take a breath in. As you exhale, melt the back of your ribs. Keep your knees drawing to the front wall. Relax through the rib cage, wide across the chest. See if you can keep that shoulder dropping down on the back and work to bring that whole chest up and over the top. When you feel strong enough, you can lift the arms away from your body, which will make them a little heavier. You can extend your top leg across the body and go for more of a stretch. We're doing some side stretches now to really open up through the sides of your rib cage. If you're sitting on the floor, you can either cross your legs or tuck them in. If you're sitting on the side of your bed or a chair, prop one leg out so you're comfortable and supported. Arm lifts up to the ceiling. Use your stomach to draw you back up to sitting. Breathe in as the arm comes up. You can shorten the lever and make it an easier stretch by just having your elbow lifting to the ceiling. Feel that lift underneath your waist and bring yourself to center. Breathe in, carry the arm or elbow up to the ceiling, lean slightly forward onto that supporting hand. Use your stomach to help draw you back up to sitting, shoulders dropping down on the back. Swapping over sides. Prop that leg out for some support. Either lean onto your elbow or onto your hand as you stretch over. Shoulder drops down on the back. Think of floating your head up to the ceiling, sitting up nice and tall. Take a breath in as you lift. Lean slightly forward, stomach in tight. Feel that opening through your rib cage. Keep both hips nice and anchored as you float the hand. Shoulders down on the back as you come up to sitting. Lift the arm up to the ceiling. Try to keep both hip bones anchored down into the mat to get a bigger stretch through that side. Shoulder slides down on the back as the head comes up. This next exercise is a functional action that we do every day, but we'll be concentrating more on your alignment. Sit with your palms facing forward and bring your hands to your shoulders. Lower them down and pivot from the top of your shoulder to open the hands out, and then bring them up. Exhale as you lower. Hands come in front. This is a bicep curl, just bringing the hands in. Then pivot from the top of your shoulder, so you get a little bit more stretch across the front of your chest, and bring them in front. Of course, you could always add hand weights in with these, but start sitting nice and tall and just get the range to start with, so you can feel what your shoulders are doing. When you're ready for a stronger version of this, think of keeping your shoulders pulling right back and bring your hands all the way in. Keep the arms up quite high, just slightly lower than your shoulders as you open them out wide, and then lift the hands up and in. It's much easier if you could do this up against a wall so you can feel your shoulder blades staying drawing back into the wall and keeping your chest open. Sweep them nice and wide out to the side. Fingertips fold into your shoulders. Try to keep your shoulders squeezing back into the wall as they carry in front. Adding very light hand weights to this will make a huge impact on your strength through your shoulders, so only add this when you're ready to. Stay long through the back of the neck. Pull your shoulder blades into the center of your back as your arms come in front. Breathe as they come in. Extend the arms right out and wide across the chest. This next exercise is a full body exercise, but emphasizing some strength for your shoulders. You'll see two versions. When you're feeling stronger, you can do this peeling down off a wall, giving you a little bit more strength work for your legs as well. Sitting down will give you much more support so you can focus on your alignment. So let's start with this version. As you exhale, nod your head forward as we've done before. We're going to curl that spine down towards your legs. Let those elbows drift out to the side, shoulders nice and relaxed. Then squeeze your shoulders into the center of your back and extend out to a high diagonal. Holding onto your surgery arm and supporting it as you lift it up beside your ears or as high as you can, and then hinge the arms back down. Feel your shoulders squeeze into the center of your back and carry that surgery arm as high as you can. No tension through your neck, float the arms down. This position, even though you're sitting, requires a lot of ab strength and stabilization through your shoulder blades. As you lift the hands, keep breathing and stay long through the back of the neck. Float those hands down. We'll just do 2 more like this. Breathe, shoulders down on the back. Pick that hand up and try for as much range as you can without any pain. Go for the range that feels comfortable. Float the hands down. Stay long through the back of the neck. Keep that stomach in tight. And pick that hand up. Work for that range up as high as you can with your shoulders sliding down on your back. Let the arms float down. Curl yourself up to sitting to give yourself a break. Drop the head down. Slowly curl down over those legs. We're extending out through your spine again, so think of that nice long diagonal line. Arms hanging just beside your hips. Work the backs of your arms and lift. Let the arms float down beside your hips. Squeeze your shoulders into the center of your back, then press the backs of your arms up to the ceiling, and then lower. Engage the back of your shoulder to float the arms up like a heavy pair of wings. Stay long through your neck as you lower the arms down. We'll just do 2 more. Lower the arms down, stay long through the back of the neck, nose tipping to the floor. Exhale as you squeeze the arms open. Take a breath. Float the hands down. We'll bring your hands onto your knees. Use your stomach to slowly curl yourself up to sitting. And we're going to stretch everything out. Take a breath. Nod your head forward and fold yourself down over the legs. Squeeze your shoulder blades into the center of your back. Think of bringing your chest up to that high diagonal. Exhale, let your head tip down, feel the stretch to the back of your shoulders. And slowly curl yourself all the way up to standing, shoulders dropping away. Exhale as you fold down, soften through your rib cage. Squeeze your shoulders into the center of your back, wide across the front of your chest as you look up to that diagonal. Exhale as you nod the head forward. Use your stomach to help stack you up to sitting. Exhale. Soften through those ribs. Head tucks right down. Stretching long out through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop that head down, feel your stomach lift, and curl yourself all the way up to standing, shoulders nice and wide.